I'm very excited to tell you about a new intensive summer study abroad program called From the Himalayas to the Andes. Students will join me, Joe Walter, to travel first to the mountains of North India and then to the mountains on the coast of Peru. We will study biodiversity, conservation, and sustainable development by focusing on ecology, ecotourism, and the development and management of national parks in both countries. We accept applications from all PIT students. Anyone interested in ecology, conservation, and sustainable development is strongly encouraged to apply. The program involves a lot of walking, hiking, and constant movement from place to place. You do not need special equipment for backpacking, and you do not need to have any previous experience hiking or camping. But we will hike for several days at high altitude in the Himalayas, and will spend 5 days deep in the Amazon forest. Accommodations along the way will be simple, safe, and comfortable. You will at times feel challenged, and there will be times when you will feel hot and tired, and maybe even cold at points. But the program staff provide all the support needed to keep you happy, healthy, and focused on an experience of a lifetime. Since the Amazon flows out of the Andes and the Ganga flows out of the Himalayas, questions of biodiversity and conservation will focus on forests and rivers that range in altitude from 13,000 feet above sea level to 6,000 feet. We will travel through rainforests, temperate forests, and go above the alpine tree line, experiencing hot, humid weather in the upper Amazonian rainforests and cool, dry weather in the mountains of both India and Peru. Intensive experiential learning will be integrated into almost every aspect of the trip, with curated expeditions at each stage involving guided instruction through national parks, forest reserves, conservation projects, and UNESCO-designated World Heritage Sites. In particular, we will visit Taj Mahal on the Jamuna River in India and Machu Picchu in Peru. Expeditions and curated guided tours are built around a detailed course syllabus, which is available on the PITGEO website. There you can easily apply for the program and find details on more background information. The course syllabus is detailed and provides you with blow-by-blow, day-by-day outline of activities and an overview of the program. The images and videos you are seeing and watching now are taken from previous expeditions to both the Himalaya and the Andes. We will start in India, studying biodiversity in the urban, dry jungle environment of Delhi, a mega city built on the northern fringe of the Aravalli Range. From there, we will travel northeast between the Jamuna and the Ganga rivers to Haridwar and Rishikesh, two prominent pilgrimage centers in the sacred geography of the Himalayas. After a series of excursions into Rajaji National Park on the banks of the Ganga, we travel up into the foothills of the Himalayas to study flora, fauna, and sustainable community-based conservation at Jabbar Khate Nature Reserve. After catching our breath at the Hanafel Center for Outdoor Education, we head on up into the mountains above the Tons River, following in the footsteps of the epic heroes of the Mahabharata. Near the headwaters of the Tons at 14,000 feet, we will experience biodiversity among the high-altitude wetlands and glacier valleys of what is called the world's third pole. What this designation means is that the Himalayan ice pack in glacier valleys provides several billion species of animal, including several 100 million Homo sapiens, with drinking water and water for irrigation and hydroelectric generation. There are many other experiences that will enliven our adventure in India. But before heading for Peru, we will come down out of the Himalaya to visit the Red Fort and Taj Mahal in Agra. These iconic UNESCO World Heritage Sites help us to gain an appreciation for how the Mughal rulers of South Asia in the 16th century depended on the topography of the Aravalli Range and Himalayan river systems to build and maintain their old world empire. From India, we will go to Peru, flying directly from Delhi to Lima. Peru encompasses regions of fabulous biodiversity, ranging from coastal wetlands to high altitude deserts and equatorial rainforests in the upper Amazonian river system. We will explore national parks and conservation projects along the Pacific coast, studying the diversity of aquatic birds in particular, and critically important migratory fly zones between North and South America. From Lima, we fly to Puerto Maldonado on the Rio de Madres River. The name of this river means Mother of God, a fact that resonates with the Ganga as the mother goddess of India's sacred geography. Puerto Maldonado has significance also now as a stepping off point for expeditions up the Tambobata River to one of a number of different national parks and conservation projects. In the 18th century, the city was important to the rubber industry, probably one of the best examples of the worst kind of environmental and human destruction caused by industrialization. At the Sachavacayo Research Center on the banks of the Tambopata River, we will spend a number of days studying the rich and complex biodiversity of the rainforest environment of the upper Amazonian drainage basin. This is one of the most diverse environments in the world, with thousands of species of flora and fauna, including insects, birds, reptiles, fish, and mammals of many different kinds. As with all ecosystems, the rainforest brings the interdependence of species into sharp focus. Consequently, we will learn about the challenges that development creates, with cattle ranching and monocrop commercial farming running up against the edge of the rainforest. We will also have an opportunity to reflect critically on the impact of ecotourism on conservation and the many interesting ways in which the globalization of ecotourism can be synthesized with local level community-based heritage conservation. Starting in India and extending through Peru, the program will draw directly on the experiences of local guides and field experts. In a very important way, large-scale conservation depends on direct engagement with people who are intimately familiar with the flora and fauna of their communities. As such, we will learn from individuals who know how plants have been used as medicine and how biodiversity contributes to human subsistence in a broad range of diverse environments. Leaving the rainforest, we travel back to Puerto Maldonado. From there, we fly to Cusco, a city of profound significance to understanding the history of the Andes. At an altitude of 11,000 feet above sea level, Cusco was the capital of the Inca Empire from the 13th century until Spanish conquest in the 16th. The cultural heritage of Cusco exemplifies the many ways in which topography, astronomy, and biodiversity shaped Inca civilization and the impact that colonialism has had on the Andes, including the search for gold and many other valuable resources taken from the mountains, from the rivers, and from the forests of the Amazon. From Cusco, we will go on an extended expedition through the sacred valley of the Uga, along the Urubamba River. Like the Kos River in the Himalaya, the Urubamba defines the rich ecological principles, the ways in which geological features, as well as plants and animals, take on sacred significance. Traveling by train through the sacred valley and spending several nights along the way to better understand wildlife conservation and cultural heritage protection, we will make our way to the town of Aguas Calientes at 6,700 feet, the same as the Hannibal Center in Himalaya. Aguas Calientes, meaning hot water spring, has become the jumping off point for expeditions to Machu Picchu, 15th century Inca citadel that is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This magnificent example of architectural planning, design, and construction perfectly exemplifies complex relationship among imperial power, agricultural development, cosmology, and biodiversity. From Machu Picchu, we head back upriver, returning to Cusco before flying from there to Lima and then back to Pittsburgh. As you meditate on the extent to which Pittsburgh is a city intimately linked to mountains, rivers, and biodiversity in western Pennsylvania, I will leave you with a short video of the rich biodiversity of Jubber Lake, a nature reserve brought back to life through community investment in sustainable ecotourism development. So please join me, Akshay Shah and David Ruger, a team of field experts and up to 15 or 20 of your wonderful, enthusiastic classmates. Come and join us on an adventure that is out of this world.